All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's a new day and you'll see the Greenbrier is not in the shop. One of Lester's buddies came by, made me a really stupid offer I couldn't turn down, and had to let her go. So we're only gonna be getting this one ready for LS Fest and be cruising down together. Not really, we didn't sell it. You should have known better. I made that up for cinematic effect. But we did get her outside. She's on her new wheels. We got the rallies with the beauty rings and center caps. And the wheels are gonna get painted black with the chrome caps and chrome rings. And dude, let me tell you something. This thing is sitting good. Really good. We started getting her painted on this side. It's all just rattle can. I already told you from the jump. And also today we've got springs and shocks that are supposed to show up today. So I'll get to get a jump on that. And then in here in the shop, he's working on getting his alternator bracket, power steering bracket put on, getting his alternator and power steering hooked up. And then I think he's gonna throw his radiator on and get all the radiator hoses and his belt and all of that on and finalized, so that we can start on the wiring inside and we can test fire this bad boy before we get the fuel pump and everything all finalized and wrapped up. New plugs, bolts and spacers and nuts and idler pulleys
and stuff.
They thought we sold it. Rookie move. You should have known better, dude. Should have known better. I'm not selling this thing. We got the transmission put back in it. The motor was leaning too a little bit to the passenger side, and he fixed that this morning. He's still waiting on his headers to show up, but he's got a set of S10 headers over there that I think will work. So we just got plenty to do, and it's a Saturday. That means we can put in 47 hours today.
Yep, just today.
You might be thinking, how are you going to put in 47 hours in one day? It's because we work real fast.
Yep. And there's two of us.
And we don't make mistakes.
That's right.
Ever. I never have, I don't think.
I don't even know what it is.
What's a mistake, right? All right, so anyways, we'll check back in here in a little bit. Right now, we're going to work on this and work on that, because I didn't sell it, you know? Still got it. All right, y'all, I'm getting her painted. It's looking pretty fire. Now I've got to, already got some overspray on this, so I got to get this off so I can clean it, and then also so I can paint it right here. And I might try to maybe inlay some of this with maybe some green or something. I think that'd look pretty gangster. So, and now we're just taking the ooh, Black Betty's back. Black Betty. I don't really know if we can access it from here, but we're gonna try to take this panel off and see if we can get to it. Trying to convert you to Ford. Oh, that just pushes through and pries off. Those three little prongs right there. I guess they just push through is what it looks like, and you expand them. They're like kind of maybe spring loaded or something. So we're gonna try that, see if I can not mess up my door. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected that to be. She's off, so now I can kind of clean that up. Clean this up, get the paint off of it, and maybe polish it a little bit, maybe inlay that by Chevrolet and get the rest of this thing painted. And Lester had to go get a puller so that he can pull this pulley off so he can get his power steering pump off and clean it up and get it on the new bracket.
I'm not looking at the instructions, you're looking at the instructions. is like a giant jigsaw puzzle. But we're gonna get it.
All right, tutors. We got this whole side painted, which is back halfway in the shop, up on jack stands, because we got our springs. This is a 69 Chevelle spring. We also got our shocks. See, laying on the table right there. And this is gonna be probably too long. We're gonna have to cut it down to lower it and to get it where it'll fit and ride where we want to. So we're about to pull this old spring out and just kind of get fitment up for what we're gonna do with that. That's what we ended up taking off of these puppies. 2.5 coils-ish. Bink. We're done with that side?
No, it's not what I thought.
We're about to do this side.
Oh, sorry.
What was you saying?
It's not the whole thing, it's just the end. I guess that wasn't on there all the way, and then I turned it, so it kind of messed up the end of the...
So it won't go on there now?
No, it probably will.
Take it off. You got it, girl. Yes. There it goes. Let's pull that wheel off and slide it out of the way.
I can't get that off.
Kick it on the top.
Kick it?
Yeah. There you go. Now pull it off. Other sides. Ta-da! Learned a trick, dude.
What?
She couldn't get the wheel off. I told her how you can kick it on the top.
I
and
thought
make
someone was
it...
saying, let's go, Ryan.
Let's go, Ryan!
I was like, who's Ryan?
All right, y'all. So, dude, I've noticed I say so a lot in these videos. All right, I've been working on these. I got the other side done. I'm trying to get the light where it's not crazy blinding. Anyways, I'm changing out that wheel cylinder right there. These are a little different than anything I've ever worked on. I've never done drum brakes. So basically, these two springs were hooked up here, like that, and this one was hooked up to here. And you gotta pull this off, and then that'll allow you to open those up. And once you open those up, you can pull the wheel cylinder out, put your pusher bars on the new wheel cylinder, and then reinstall it. So, all right, dude, so there you have it. Brakes are done, brake lines are done. I gotta go through and make sure everything's tight. Then I can add fluid and start bleeding. Not really sure how you add fluid because the master cylinder is up in yonder somewhere, right yonder. So maybe there's an access panel from inside. We'll see. I don't see one. All right, dudes, so bad news. When we test fired this motor, it was making a noise. Didn't think much of it. It's like it doesn't have exhaust on it. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. Got everything buttoned up, got the motor in it. I was firing it last night to play with the tune a little bit to get the idle ride and just get it where it's more manageable and it's not running away on itself. And it's making a pretty significant knocking sound. It ran fine when I pulled it out of the van. There was no issues. I drove that van pretty much every day. Now that it's in this, it's got some kind of a knock, so I don't know. I changed the oil pan in the pickup. I'm gonna pull everything in, make sure I tightened everything, look at the oil, maybe look at the oil filter, see if I can see any metal or anything in it. And we're either going to leave it the way it is and just idle it into the show, not worry about it. I'm just taking it to the show just for the show. I'm not doing any events with it. Or we'll pull it out and put it on a stand to rebuild, and he's got an extra 4.8. Maybe just throw that 4.8 in here for the show. I don't know yet. we'll see today. So right now we're getting this thing ready to roll back and get up into the shop so I can get it up on stands. I can drain the oil, pull the oil pan, look at everything, make sure everything's tight. If I feel like it, I may take a look up in the motor, pull the windage tray down and try to look at the bearings, see if I see anything. Probably won't do that, but I might, you never know. Just depends how frisky I'm feeling. So, I don't know. We'll see. You'll know by the end of this video what we're gonna do though, so. Everything was going so good, working so good, we're making such a good time. Something had to happen to slow us down.
Yep, doing too good.
So the gods of the automotive world don't want to see us win. We're going to anyways. All right, so I had a big head start and I was winning by a lot, but something just made us a little more even. He's working on power steering. That has nothing to do with it. He's got to take that out of the back of the pump and get the other one to fit his lines and put it in. But on mine, you know, I told you the motor was making a noise. Pulled the oil pan, drained the oil, looked. A little bit of oil, a little bit of metal shavings coming out. Didn't think nothing of it. Poured the oil out of the drain pan and there was a lot of metal in it. So pulled the pan, and I was wrong about the rod. This is the thrust bearing, which is the center main cap. As you can see, it's pretty rough. I pulled out a second one to see if it was that bad too, or if I could just change this one. It's worn out. It's not like beat up. You can't feel it in the crank. The crank's in good shape. So I don't know. All right, so we're 1 hour into working on the van after we found out that we're gonna have to rebuild the engine, and engine's out, trans is off, flywheel's off, or flex plate, whatever you want to call it. Don't come at me, bro. I'll call them all flywheels. Got this unbolted. We're ready to pull that. We're going right now up to get a puller so that we can pull this. We'll pull that, and then I don't think I'm going to put it on a stand. I think I'm just going to try to get it flipped over, and I may even just do it with it hanging like this. I don't really like getting under it, but I'm also in a hurry. So tomorrow morning I'll get my bearings at 10:30. As soon as I get off work at 2, I'll jump on this thing. Hopefully, if all goes well, I'll have this thing rebuilt and back in the truck tomorrow. All I'm doing is main bearings. I'm gonna look at a couple of rod bearings and see how they look. And if they're too bad, then I'll work on putting new ones in. Heaven's been going to town. You got this thing pulled out for me. Got everything taken apart. She's teaching me as we go, so I can kind of learn these motors and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's only been an hour. This van is really built to work on. It was super easy to take out. My harness is all completely still connected to everything that's on the intake. I can just swing it out of the way. So I had to undo the starter wire, the ground wire, the fuel lines, and then just swing this bad boy around. I had to undo the coil wires. There's one thing that we actually had to unplug, and then the cam and crank sensor we had to undo. Other than that, everything stayed hooked up, and just swung out of the way. But as you can see, we got this baby about ready to pull apart and look at it. I'm probably going to do some cleaning on this while we've got it out. Might even slap a fresh coat of paint on the block.
Just as well.
We'll see. We're already here. I was gonna do, I probably still will, rear main seal, front main seal, and front seal on the transmission. Since we've got it apart, I don't want to pull it back apart. So I don't know, dude. Something tells me this motor didn't have 365,000 miles on it because the rear main wasn't leaking at all. When's the last time you saw a motor go 400,000 without leaking on a rear main? I've never seen it.
I mean, it is GM, so.
That's true, it is a GM product. It says it somewhere. I just seen it. But anyways, we're gonna jump back on this, go get a puller, get that pulled off and start on this thing. All right, dudes.
Aftermarket brackets.
So I really didn't want to stop here. I tried like crazy to get parts. But we've got it apart. We got it tore down. Tommy covered everything off. Rear covered it off. We're gonna get bearings tomorrow. Bearings will be ready at 10:30 a.m. I'm gonna have my wife go get them while I'm at work. That way, as soon as I get off work, come over here and hammer this thing. Hopefully, I'll have it back together tomorrow. But you won't see that on this video. This is gonna be our Monday video. Lester really got to work.
Finally.
He got his fan on, his shroud on, his radiator on. Fuel lines are all ran. Brand new fuel tank is in. I think tomorrow he wants to work on wiring it maybe. Really, I guess you're ready to wire, huh?
Yeah.
If your headers show up.
Yeah, if my headers show up, I can put those on too.
So we'll get those on. If we can get his headers on, and we can get the fuel pump wired, and get the ignition wired, we can start it with gas instead of spray, which is always better for him. And see where we're at. You kind of know where I'm at on that. We're broke. So worst case scenario, I can't get it back together, or I'll get it back together and it's knocking. If I get it back together and it's knocking, I may just take it knocking and say, forget it, I'll sort it out later. Or he's got another 4.8 sitting right over yonder. I may throw that in for the show. I don't know yet about that, but that's where we're at. This is looking really good. I think I already showed you, but he's got his firewall all painted up, primered up, ready to rock. And he's really close. He's got his throttle cable coming. That'll fit that, and that'll be hooked up. After he gets that hooked up, he can go ahead and put his cover on. He'll be done up here. Headers, he can start working on the exhaust and put his plugs and wires in. He's like, you're really close.
Real close.
I didn't realize you were that close. We switched positions. He took the lead. Passed me in a corner.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have put that in your oil, but
Yeah, thanks for the sabotage.
I had to slow you down.
Yeah. Not good. Not great. Anyways, like always, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think we're gonna get done with this bad boy in time for LS Fest. Let me know what you think about his truck, if he's gonna be done in time for LS Fest. And we'll go from there. See you on the next one.